That voiceover said something about children and the elderly. You can't just leave like this, Aubrey. What am I going to say to Raymond? You know how he is. Yeah, I know how he is, inflexible. I can't wait. I got something to attend to, Duncan, and it can't wait. That's what you keep saying, but you still won't tell me what's going on. What is so important that you have to run out now in the middle of the night without even telling Raymond why? He's distraught. You can see it on his face, hear it in his voice. He used to be lost without you. Oh, so I can actually choose my backstory here. Assuming this doesn't actually have any effect in the future. How did I used to play Audra? Some people mess with me and I don't intend to... Yep. I need to see a guy about a deal. The good kind, the big kind. I've got a friend in a bind, Duncan. That's all I can say about it. Oh, yes, because Seattle. Like, this would tie into, Oh, some people mess with me? Yeah. You know what? This kind of syncs up with Shadowrun Returns, so I'm going to pick this one. His eyes widen. I thought I knew all your friends. He shakes his head. I don't like this, Aubrey. It sounds like the kind of shit we said we'd leave behind. Look, whatever's going on, I can tell you one thing. Raymond will not approve. I'll deal with that when I get back. I won't be gone too long. 2-3 days tops. I know. Why do you think I'm sneaking out? Be back before the weekend. Raymond doesn't approve anything but the life of a wage slave. See you in a couple of days. You remember the look on Duncan's face as you walked away. The events that followed were a blur. One that you don't care to remember. 3 days later, you were behind bars in a private corporate prison. No interrogation, no charges, no appeal. Years later, some corporation bought... Okay, so this can't tie into Shadowrun Returns. I should have picked a different one instead. Damn it. I already knew that too. Like, that should have been a hint that was just... Why did you leave? Oh yeah, you left because of this, and then you got caught. Well, then you got put in jail, because... Fuck you. Which is pretty much what we've been given thus far. Years later, some corporation bought some other corporation, and the new board of directors pushed through some sort of reform agenda, and the higher-ups gave an order. And then you were out, with few hundred new yen to your name, and one scary-as-hell non-disclosure agreement ensuring your silence. And not that it mattered to you anymore. You were starting fresh, determined. Until Raymond tracked you down, left you that voicemail, brought you to Hong Kong, and back together with Duncan Wu. You realize that Wu's been staring at you. Now, let's hear it. Where the hell have you been all this time? Why didn't you contact me? At least to tell me you were alive. Corporate black site, no communication. You're pissed that I couldn't contact you. I was locked up for years. Yeah. No shit. He squints at you. Full lie detector mode. Oh. Fuck. I had no idea. A range of emotions play across Wu's face. He stares at the ground for some time before finally looking back up at you with a heavy sigh. Wow. I really didn't know how to process that one right now. I really don't know how to process that one right now. He shakes his head. I don't know. If we're still alive tomorrow, we can talk more. This shit is too much. We're marooned on the island, hunted by the cops. My partner is dead. Raymond is missing, and we're about to go see a crime lord about erasing our goddamn identities. And as a bonus, our only allies are a pair of tiny criminals who would kill us if they could, so they didn't have to deal with this. He rubs his head viciously. Listen, Aubrey, back in the Barrens, whenever I was out of control, you just handled the situation, remember? With Carter gone, just a raw nerve. I'm afraid I'm going to slip back, and people are going to start getting hurt again. I got your back, Duncan. He stares at you hard, like he's trying to see something inside your head. His voice comes out flat. We'll see. Just don't press it. I need time to get used to you. Now, let's go meet that triad woman and get our damn sins burned. I'm going to rip off the bandage as fast as I can. Oh, I guess we're just going now. I'm pretty sure that was the plan, just like wait around and then, oh, yep, you can go now. Oh man, this place looks beautiful. Art-wise, of course. Boy, a makeshift boat city latched onto the Kai Tak riverfront like a parasite, but bleh. Damn it. I didn't speak quickly enough. Frederick Kai Fei. That's one hell of a name. Use intercom. Well, I don't really even know where I am. Oh, I have to go bottom right. Out there. Wait, can I like jump on these boats or something? Don't mess with the law. Sure, let's use this. A massive steel security door is set into a bunker-like concrete wall. There is no sign or identification of what this place is. A battered intercom is encased in a cage of welded steel and armored glass. Grainy letters are barely readable on the screen. Chrome Alley, medical services and mechanical repair. Premises protected by deadly weapons and infectious diseases. Well, we don't really need that right now, so that's fine. Let's go up this way. I feel if we went this way, that'd be fine. Triad guard. Let's talk to old Frederick here. That's close enough, friend. This club is members and invites only. I suggest you move along. Fair enough. At least we know what that place is, although I probably could have guessed by Club 88, by the sign. Law's Techno Palace. But that's a boat. Oh, well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. The insulation on these heavy wires is cracked. They buzz and crackle occasionally as missed it. Oh well. Come on, let's go and find this Mahjong Palace. Smuggler. I don't think I have that much money to my name that I could even buy stuff. Yeah, 1k is really not that big. Although, I do have karma points to spend. So, what do we want to spend this on? Wow, looks like cyberware affinity. Alright. Well, yeah, I think we're just going to bump that up. I don't know if I do want to, like, pour points into Conjuring to get Lightning Barrier this early. It doesn't feel, It's probably not a good idea. Yeah, I'll just hold on to that 1 point for now. Use it for something else later. It's probably my best bet at the moment. Mahjong Parlor. Oh, it took a second to load. The Swift Winds Mahjong Parlor. Did I say palace before? Filled with the stink of cigarette smoke, the incessant click-clack of mahjong tiles, and the grim faces of hardened gamblers. Come in. We have a lot to talk about. Kindly Cheng. You can feel every eye in the room as you cross the mahjong parlor to the middle-aged woman sitting patiently at its end. The click-clack of ivory-coloured tiles stops. Hands stray beneath tables, into jacket pockets, behind backs. The woman has the face of a prison guard and the demeanour of an inmate. Her salt and pepper hair is pulled into an iron-hard bun, and beneath it 2 shiny black eyes offer nothing. Buttons sewn on a doll. A nearly empty bottle of something foul rests on her mahjong table, nestled between a pair of dirty shot glasses. Tiny puddles of brown linger at their bottoms. Gobbet and Isabel stand on the other side of the table, Wait, what? Apparently on the other side of the table. Heads lowered, shoulders slumped, hands clasped. They risk a frightened glance at you as you approach. Kindly Cheng's voice is nasal and rusty mean. My little pair of fuck-ups here told me all about what happened on the docks. She dips a pinky into a shot glass, brings it to her mouth, removes it with a sharp smack. How two of my best runners had their heads put out. How you need protection, and how you need to get your identities wiped before you get your heads put out too. Potentially leading the heat to my front door, placing me and everyone in my employ in danger. She fingers the rim of her glass. So wise. So very, very wise. I honestly can't tell if that's sarcasm or you came to the right place sort of thing. I'm betting the former. The young shaman's eyes never leave the floor. We're sorry, Auntie. We thought... Yeah. You mustn't speak until you are spoken to, Gobbet, dear. The smile returns mean. And since you are one short hair away from being dumped in the river chained to Isabel's corpse, I suggest you let your new friends here do the talking for a while. Does that make sense to you, dear? Her treacle voice is back, sweet, nasal, and grinding. Dark circles ring Gobbet's armpits. Yes, Auntie. Cheng inclines her head gently. Very good. You learn so quickly. She pours another drink. Her cheeks are rosy, already flushed. Now, my darlings, I understand from little rat shit here that you came from Seattle to meet with my client, Mr. Black. Wu's jaw tightens at the word client. Oh, come on. Surely he would have caught on to that before. Wu, get your shit together. But before you could find him, the HKPF started splattering grey matter everywhere and everything went to shit. And now you need your sins burned so you can disappear before you end up dead too. Is that right? Yes, ma'am. Very good. Why don't you start telling me who you are? Call me Audra. Oh, you've already chosen a street name. How... Wow, I've never seen that word in my life. Prescient? Of you. Cheng looks at you approvingly. Audra. It's a good name. Has real character. Thank you, I thought so too. She flutters her eyelashes at you. Now, what's your real name? I mean, you do want me to erase your identities, don't you, dear? I'll need to know who you are first. Aubrey. I'm a mage of the hermetic variety. She rests her chin on her hand. Interesting. I must say, I've never been partial to magicians myself. Too otherworldly for me. And how did you become a mage, Aubrey? I was military, then I wasn't. A corp trained me. I was a wage slave, private security, picked it up young. I've been in the cooler for a few. Let's just say I've self-taught and leave it at that. Wu's brow furrows and shakes his head. I still can't believe it. Kindly Cheng whips her head towards Wu, a nasty retort already on her lips. But then she stops. Sticks out her lower lip as she sizes him up. She turns to her lieutenant standing behind her, nodding her approval. Looks like the gun show is in town. What's your name, gun show? Wu's focus remains straight ahead. Duncan Wu. I'm a cop, he says to a triad boss. Wu. I think that might have been a bad idea. Okay, I was expecting a thing of, like, everyone pulls out their guns, like, what the fuck, this guy's a cop. I hear there were some fresh corpses found on the docks tonight. Smugglers, I believe. Didn't sound like the Hong Kong police when I heard about it. You're doing, Duncan Wu? Wu's eyes remain fixed on a spot on the wall behind her. He smolders. I identified myself as Lone Star, but they wouldn't stand down. They had their weapons. They had weapons. It was self-defense. She puckers her lips at him, her voice sing-song. I don't care, sweetie. They weren't my people. But now I know you're a life-taker, Mr. Gunshow. You and your friend here. She begins arranging mahjong tiles on the table in front of her. But now, I'm curious. Why were you meeting Raymond Black on the docks tonight? Raymond Black is our foster father. He's a friend, said he needed our help. Just out for a stroll. It was a beautiful night. It's our foster father. That makes her pause. Cheng lifts her bottle of swill and eyes the label, connecting the dots in her own head. Interesting. A look of disgust passes over her faces. Oh, over her faces. Bleh, over her face. Sorry, kids, but he was looking like shit when I saw him. Eyes half open, dark circles around him, dragging his feet, the whole bit. She tisks in displeasure. Your foster daddy was in a bad place. Sounds like he wasn't sleeping. Could be. From what he said, it sounded like he was having nightmares. He would stop in the middle of a sentence and mutter something to himself. One time it was about the walls breathing or something. Another time it was about teeth. Thousands of teeth. Maybe what we saw in that intro was a dream. I remember him drifting off near the end of our meeting. It looked like he was off somewhere else in his head. He said, I left prosperity in there. Then, Nightjar put his hand on Mr. Black's shoulder, asked him why he wanted to go into the walled city so bad. That seemed to bring him back. When your old man opened his eyes, they were full of tears. Then he muttered something else I couldn't make out. She pours herself another shot, tosses it back, and rubs her belly. Your daddy got real irritating after a while. What do you think it means? I can imagine. How do you leave prosperity? Do you think prosperity could be a person? What do you think it means? I have no fucking clue. She grabs a long, slim cigar from a pack on the mahjong table, lights it. Alright, let's get to it. She exhales smoke and points two fingers at you and Wu. You two need your sins burned, and you need them burned fast. Hong Kong dragnets are bad news. When they roll in force. Armored personnel carriers, heavy armor, heavy weapons, sorcerers, the whole thing. And they aren't coming to arrest you. She folds her arms across her chest. The thin cigar bobs in her mouth as she speaks. The good news is, I can help you. With a wave of my hand, I can have your sins disappear. But you need to understand, my darlings, is that what you're asking for is not a simple request. Burning a sin isn't just deleting a number. It's wiping all references to that number from all of the world's largest databases. I'm masking your mugshot. It's masking your mugshot in their facial recognition database so that the first camera you walk past doesn't bring them down on you like a ton of bricks. It's covering our fucking tracks so that the act of burning your sin doesn't lead them right to us. It requires contacts in numerous corporations and the UCAS government. Smoke rolls out of this triad's boss's nose. It requires someone like me. Therefore, I need to make a choice. She takes another drag on her cigar and gently places her palm flat on the table. Do I kill you and dispose of your bodies before the cops come looking for you, or do I help you burn your sins? I know my vote. How would killing us benefit you? We're more valuable alive. Help us and we'll help you. If I were you, I'd be more interested in protecting my rep. 2 of your people were just clipped. You don't do something about it. It's a show of weakness. From what I've read about the triads, your first priority should be your reputation. 2 of your people were just killed. It is a loss of face. Cheng rests her chin on her hand again and smiles at you coldly. So clever. So clever. Her chin stays on her hand, but her eyes look past you, surveying the Yellow Lotus soldiers in the room. Yes, I have been placed in a delicate situation, haven't I? Regardless, that's the situation whether you're alive or you're sucking dirt. She stares at you for a long moment, chin still on her hand, thinking. taps her ash on the floor without taking her eyes off you. A low, reluctant growl rumbles somewhere deep in her throat. You live. You're clever, and I like that. I'll put your sins to the torch. However, I'll need to call in several valuable favors within my network to do it, and those favors do not come cheap. Kindly Cheng stubs out her cigar. You will owe me. Whatever you say, Auntie. Don't roll over so easily, my darling. People will think you're an ass-kisser. It's unbecoming. I want you to deliver a message for me to a business associate in the walled city. The Yellow Lotus has a strong presence inside Aubrey. Isabel can tell you all about that. Can't you, dear? Isabel grew up in the walled city. Isabel's eyes remain lowered. They collect taxes for the corporations, extort protection money from shopkeepers, run drugs, guns, people. They hurt people. We do those things. We do those things, yes. But to be fair, we also operate the walled city's black market. You might not be alive today if it weren't for that little lifeline that we provided. Isabel clamps up tight. Cheng picks up a mahjong tile and turns it with her fingers. There is a red pole, sort of enforcer, yes? On the inside. His name is Strangler Bao. Bao's a strong man, a good soldier, but he has forgotten his place. I need you to remind him. Want us to make an example of him? Did I say that I wanted you to make an example of him? No. I want you to deliver a message. She tosses you a memory stick. Bring this to him in my name. And remember that Bao's men are my men. By right, they should all be serving me. Killing them would be a waste of resources. I have no use for dead soldiers. She turns to Gobbin and Isabel. One of you will go with these two Westerners to the walled city. Help them locate Bao and show them the ropes. The other will remain here with me. I have several menial, degrading tasks that need doing around the establishment. No matter who goes and who stays, you'll both pay for bringing an APB to my doorstep. Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie. Now, I'm going to go find out who ordered the hit on Nightjar and do some dentistry on him with power tools. She closes her eyes and smiles with pleasure. That boy was my favourite. He sang to me sometimes. She opens her eyes again and sneers. That other one, I don't care about. Gunshot was an asshole. She turns away and waves you off with the back of her hand. That will be all, my darlings. Return to me when you are done. One last question. Do we dare? Yeah, why the hell not? She keeps her back to you, but you can tell she's making eye contact with her lieutenant. Why not? Apparently I'm feeling generous today. What do you think happened to Raymond and got your Shadowrunners killed? Kindly Cheng's voice is small. I don't know. Alright. We got 3 more karma to spend. That means we've got 4. I wonder if we can make something out of that. Can't increase spell casting. We could up the pistol. Wouldn't be a bad idea. You know what? I might hold on to this again. I kind of want to go all the way down the spell casting way, so it's probably the best thing to do. Oh, Adam the Nerd. Long time no see. Yes, I have returned. Yeah. So to make it short, I haven't said this any other time in the video, but I have actually returned to Twitch TV. And the short version of this is they have Australian servers. And Hitbox, which I was streaming with previously, hasn't. Australian servers means my shitty internet can handle a little bit more because there's a little bit less lag between the servers. So that would hopefully mean that I've got more stuff to stream. Particularly stuff that's online. Which I'm hoping to do more of. I'm starting off with Shadowrun though because I miss Shadowrun and I haven't played it And this game just came out a couple of days ago, so good to return to the thing I'm streaming the most, you know? But it's good to see you again, Adam. How have you been doing? It's been way, way too long. I think we need to go back the way we came. Like, hopefully I can play stuff like StarCraft, Diablo, a whole lot of other stuff that I couldn't play on like Hitbox or anything like that because of that lag issue. Hopefully hopefully it'll turn out good. I'm good. You should be happy I even remember you. Yeah, I'm really surprised if many people would. There are a few people that came over to Hitbox once I left Twitch, but yeah, I'm really glad that someone does remember me. And like I said, it's really good to have you back, Adam. The thug taps his earpiece, gestures with his head. Auntie Cheng said you'd be coming. You can pass. Uh-huh. Old City, here we come. When traveling to new mission locations, you'll be able to choose which members of your team to bring and modify their loadout for the run. When members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they'll be automatically extracted for emergency medical care. They'll be patched up, blah blah blah. Avoid this loss of firepower. Cool. Okay, so we can take either Isabel or Gobbet. Actually not sure who to go with. Well, Hitbox is new for me, so fuck it. Yeah, that's the problem with kind of switching services like that. Because there are a lot of people, especially going from Twitch to anything else. Because Twitch is big. Twitch is, like, almost universal at this point, because they're that big. Hitbox is, like, probably the next competitor to it, but that's beside the point. Moving from something that everyone uses to something not many people use is like exactly what you just said, Adam. Like, I don't want to change services. I don't want to sign up for another. Fuck it. It's someone I only watch every now and then, so it's fine. Going to a newer service, it's a bit different, but sorry, going from say Hitbox to Twitch would be a little bit different, but I haven't done anything to say that I'm leaving Hitbox yet. Which I will be. But yeah, I completely understand that mindset. Like, I had it a while ago too when I was watching some streamers do the exact same thing. I'll go on in a sec, but I actually really need to choose who I'm taking on in this mission. Actually, Gobbet has the second heal. Where are we going again? The walled city? Yeah, let's go with Gobbet. We'll do that. I hope that doesn't... this would be really funny if, like, that kind of affected your standing with the other, because you left one back doing, like, menial bullshit. No lagging, no delay on stream, but changing, as you said, it's hard, and Twitch is paying more than Hitbox. Yeah, like, what I really liked about Hitbox was UI and no lag. Like, that was great, because I find it, especially in games like Hearthstone, in this it kind of is a little different, because there's kind of two topics going on. But, when people were yelling at me for misplaying in Hearthstone, like, it'd come 15 seconds later on Twitch, and it'd be hard to keep up with what was actually going on. Whereas on Hitbox, it's, like, immediate, so it's easy to keep up with. But unfortunately, because Twitch is much bigger, and it's just established itself in Australia now, if I want to stream the stuff I'm currently playing, which is a lot more online stuff, I kind of have to go with the lower latency servers, and that is the Sydney servers for Twitch, so... And yeah, like, changing from one to the other, like, puts people off a lot. Believe me, I know that. And I've seen streamers do it before and, like, lose a lot of viewers for it. But if I stream consistently on here, hopefully it'll get back to a good standing. Like, I usually only have 5 people in here, but, 5 people I can chat with whenever I'm playing games, so... Hopefully, once I start getting this going again, we'll be in a good spot. But until then, let me kind of read this off. City of Darkness. Kowloon Walled City, the most densely populated spot on Earth. Nearly 40,000 people crammed into 7 acres of chaos, poverty, disease, and vice. A self-contained city that collects no taxes and provides no city services. Stagnant water sits in temporary wells. Trash lies piled on roofs for controlled burns. Improvised structures lean dangerously over overpopulated areas. It's the ideal breeding ground for all manner of illicit trade. Drugs, gambling, black market trade, metahuman trafficking, and wow, metahuman trafficking, okay. And everything in between. The only law is triad law. And now you have to enter this septic system of a city, find a triad enforcer named Strangler Bao, and deliver a message from kindly Cheng. What? Oh, this is my stash. Okay, for a second I was like, why did it load up no inventory? And then I... Bleh. Team. We've got healing, we've got res, and we've got 2 mage heals, so that's good. We're actually a decent setup with this. I don't know about, like, the double mage heal. Like, obviously that is decent. It's good to have, but, maybe repertoire is kind of... Like, the problem I had with the last the last Shadowrun games was that I was playing with characters on stream that kind of encroached on other people's, roles, and it ended up turning out poorly because, oh, well, we've got 2 shamans and they kind of can't do anything at the moment. Shit. So, hopefully a more diverse team is good. But hey, 2 mage heals. I'm not gonna complain. I'm pretty sure I have 5 karma now, so I might be able to spend... Oh no, I still only got 4. Damn. I thought I might have been able to spend something else here. Oh, come on, internet. Don't start dropping frames on me again. Alright, hang on a sec. I'm gonna see if I can, We're not actually dropping frames, but this is looking like... This is looking... a little iffy. Just gonna check that nothing's running in the background that's gonna be, interfering with that. Oh. There it is. Well, I'm glad that happened on a menu and not, while I was playing. Yeah. Yeah, again... I don't know if you remember, Adam, but my internet has not improved in the slightest since I left Twitch. In fact, I want to say it's actually gotten worse. I have nothing to really confirm that, but I'm pretty sure it's gotten much worse. Okay, I think we're still good, so I'm not going to spend any points because saving up for better stuff. Foul, oily water rains down from above. Mixes with the filth and offal and swill of the streets, turns it into a flowing slurry of unrecognizable sewerage. In the distance, the sounds of back alley activity add to the ambience at your arrival. Breaking glass, the crackling hiss of a garbage fire, faint screams of terror punctuated by the occasional gunshot, sex and business and violence and misery blended into one. Wu winces at the stink, waves a hand in front of his face. Uh-oh. We're having major dives now. What's going on? Let me add something up in my head. Have we gone long enough for 25-minute parts? Because I might restart this very briefly to kind of knock it back into... Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So, to everyone on YouTube, I'm going to break off right here. And to those on stream, I will be back in 1 moment. See you guys then.